Hey, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here on this Tuesday morning, a very stormy Tuesday morning, as we're dealing with severe weather across the south this morning and looking at very hazardous winter conditions across the north. Definitely a double whammy of a storm system. So I wanted to give you a quick update for this morning. I've decided I would no longer attempt to try to do wall-to-wall coverage, but I think these little 10-minute short updates that folks can kind of come in and get quick updates on probably the best way to serve you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on currently with this current system. We're going to focus on the severe element of this first. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. This is where we're looking at the enhanced area of severe weather. We have severe weather in the Florida Panhandle going on this morning. That'll be coming across south of Georgia, and that is going to be problematic here. Here mostly during the morning. I think by the afternoon things will begin to settle down. We'll break it down categorically again for you. Those areas there in yellow, those are the highest tornado risks. About 10% there across areas of the Panhandle, southeast Alabama, southwest Georgia, and again heading up into the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, including Charlotte, Wilmington, Columbia, Charleston, in that area as well. The wind threat is the big thing. Heavy winds have been already got numerous power outages all across the southeast. Not even associated with these storms, just really with the strong gusty winds associated with the rains just coming on through. With its very dynamic and strong system that is coming through the area right now. So the hail threat not significant there. We won't really worry about that. But for right now, it is the severe weather that is causing the biggest headaches here for this morning for travelers. In Metro Atlanta, major flooding going on all over the place right now. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this system right here. You can see these severe thunderstorm warnings here down toward the south. Dealing with the storms down here. So you got there's a tornado warning there. This one was offshore, has moved up into Bainbridge. This has been a long track one here. Here's another tornado warning back over here as well. Radar indicated on that one, and you get these warnings in here, and just some very torrential rains going through the Florida Panhandle. Pensacola looks like the worst is over for you, but Panama City going into that area. Atlanta has had some major rains in here, major traffic problems around Metro Atlanta, to say the least. But this will be going on here for a little while until this front clears the southeast and things begin to improve. But it'll be a slow dealer until later this afternoon. So many of these areas out ahead of this are going to be ground zero for some of the major storms that are coming through, and that tornado risk will remain fairly high with the system. I'm going to pull back a little bit. I want to go ahead and look at also the winter element of this. So Chicago's already starting to get the snows picking up there, and really just getting started. I'll show you a webcam there in a second, but really not looking too bad in that area just yet. But we are getting the snows that are starting to impact areas from Kansas City, stretching back to Chicago, a lot of into areas of Michigan as well. Not quite blizzard conditions, but pretty close to it. So pretty significant snows with this as this moisture gets pumped around this big area of low pressure. Here's the main low back here as this will continue to move up in this general direction. And anywhere north of that low track will be okay. Ohio, you're looking at a lot of rain for the moment, but I think we'll get some wraparound snows with this one. And then we got another storm system we're going to have to watch for this upcoming weekend before the Arctic blast comes in. And I'll be preparing a new video for that a little bit later today to watch for that. All right. So again, looking at the list, watching warnings again. We transition back over to this. As you can see, we do have the numerous winter elements of this as well with the storm system. So you've got the winter storm warnings. That's all the areas there in pink, getting that, and then you got the tornado watch box down here. That'll be extended in along the coast here a bit later. But look at the huge swath of brown in here. This is all wind advisories, and I was mentioning this yesterday that it is quite significant. I don't think I've seen one quite that big in quite some time with the weather. So just things will get better after today. We'll see some improvements for many areas as the storm system begins to clear. So let's take a look at some cameras. I do have Chicago up here for this morning. I'll show Chicago real quick, showing the snows that are moving through that area right now. Starting to get some snowy conditions there. So things will be getting worse. As all the streets looking at that doesn't look too bad. The temperature is only about 34 degrees there right now. So that temperature will start to drop off. Des Moines, I was using this camera yesterday, and their streets are looking awfully slushy this morning. Still pretty. That's not fog. That's still snow falling there into areas of Des Moines. So heavy snow continuing into Des Moines this morning. And let's see, and it looks like down to Kansas City, like the snow's still snowing a little bit there, but it's starting to wrap up there in the Kansas City. I see the traffic moving there off in the distance, but you can see the snow there on the railroad tracks there across Kansas City. But the worst of the snows in Kansas City should be starting to taper off here as we head through the next few hours or so. So again, an active morning. Please check with your areas wherever you're located across the country as this big storm system begins to make its trek. Again, will significant airport delays around Atlanta with the heavy rains around there. So travel headaches. If you have any travel across the eastern third of the United States, expect delays and cancellations. With two major hubs getting hit like Atlanta, Hartsville, Jackson, Chicago, and New York, it's going to cascade across the system. So I expect numerous flight delays or cancellations for today as we watch this big low. And this low is a forecast is still sitting at 992. As this thing continues to track off this way, it is expected to strengthen. So the wind profile around this thing, especially when it gets around the Great Lakes, will be quite significant as we go through the day. What's causing this big headache here between this, you got the high over here and you got the low here. So the pressure gradient, the difference in the pressure between these two systems is quite vast. You got a little bit of a wedge setup down in here, which has also been feeding down to this other area of low pressure. So that's why the wind profile is so vast and why we have so many wind advisories, why it's so windy across many areas of the country for this morning. Okay. All right. So anyway, that is it for now. Just wanted to do a quick update for everybody. Please check with your local areas. Make sure that you don't have any travel headaches if you're being impacted by these storms in these regions. Just make sure you check with local emergency officials if there's been any problems. The biggest thing, if you come across any areas that have been flooding, please don't cross any flooded roads. It only takes about a foot of water to move a car. So please don't do that. And if you're in the snowbound areas and you've got cancellations, just stay home. I know the folks in the north are used to snow, but if it gets bad enough and you just need to stay home, just stay home, wait for the worst to get over, and just be safe out there, okay? That's your update for now. I'll be getting to work here on my next video as we're going to be talking about probably the coldest air of the season moving in. I'm going to let you know how long I expect that to be sticking around. All right, that's it for now. You guys take it easy. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And hit that notification bell. That way you're updated when I updated new content here on the channel. That's your morning update. You guys take it easy. Be safe out there.